couple of changes there that are looking forward to.
Yeah, I heard the Doombringer change, didn't think much of it, but then the 7K range arrow,
Yeah,
like, oh god, oh no,
ridiculous, man.
please no. Like, you know how bad it was? Like, expecting a Suicide Valkyrie to just, be around middle constantly to,
Yeah.
throw an arrow. Now he doesn't even need to be
He's gonna
middle, he
be
can
at
just stand
bottom
top lane.
lane and top lane and just throw it. Yeah. I
Ah,
would have
man.
to. I'm not sure exactly. Like, I would think you could though, right? I mean, yeah, you could be nearly top lane and
I mean,
still throw
that's
him
what
in.
was said. I mean, 7K
Oh,
range is half
jeez.
the map, so, yeah, I don't know.
What is he doing? What is he
What is he
doing?
doing?
He's gone mad.
It's Solstice all over again.
Every hero's getting solstice buffs. Everybody. All right. Enough of that,
Yeah.
though. And again, still one more to come after the next game. Stay tuned for that, guys. But back to the game here. That's the important stuff, and we're already into the next year of bans even. So let's take a look as far as the initial bans here. Warbeast, Kinesis, Midas, and Tremble. I want to say those are the same bans, actually. Puppet Master Deflux, Behemoth, and a Magmus, Glacius, and a Keeper coming out here. I think of the draft so far here, Shortcon.
I mean, Krake Flux, again. He did well with it last game, and the Insanitarius build is really strong. But what I like from BMG is that they're taking away the Puppet Master, because even though he got slightly nerfed, he's just such a strong laner, and he has the potential to carry. So, as we saw last game, I mean, Swiftblade did help, of course.
Obviously, yeah.
But yeah, like, that they're prioritizing Puppet Master this much does surprise me a little bit. Because, they're centralizing their draft completely around Puppet Master now. But who knows? I mean, they might be able to turn it around like Mint did last game if they go for a carry. Like, I don't know. Maybe now they're going to go carry Myrmidon, Torture, Bombardier. What else are we going to see?
Of course. Yeah, no, they already got the Puppet Master, I mean, at least. But, yeah, that's... We'll see if this is looking at least a little bit more of the expected here from BMG. But yeah, clearly they tried something pretty radical there. And again, it was looking good early on, but it eventually fell through. So the next tier of bans though happening: Doctor, Electrician, Clanks, and a Curse so far. Coming out here with one more ban to go on either side. But Keeper, again, played by Mint, and may ultimately end up in the hands of Zibbe, depending on whether or not the jungler suicide it. But it seems like Zibbe does play from time to time, but it just really doesn't feel like a Zibbe hero, though.
It really isn't. Like, Zibbe, he's similar to Boxy. Only Zibbe plays the Warbeast. And the bubbles really well. Okay.
Interesting. So they get the
All
same
right.
on top of Puppet.
So now it's gonna be a dual core for BMG. Like, man, if I was Mint right now, I would just turn this into a push strat. I mean, they have Iceland go. Just pick the Ophelia, have Flux be short lane farming or whatever, and just have the Keeper Ophelia. That's so much push.
Yeah.
And I don't think Legion has much of a way to deal with it because Behemoth is gonna get no farm.
You're right. Yeah, no, this is definitely proven to be a pretty greedy draft here from BMG, and Mint can capitalize here with, they go Parasite in the end as the jungle goes, so.
I mean, you don't see a lot of push strats anymore, but I think that this was the perfect opening, in my opinion. They have such a greedy lineup on Legion's side, and although Puppet Master does do decent, Silhouette's not going to have an impact until he has, the Null Stone and the PK, and he's pushed down all of your towers without you being able to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I would have really liked to see a push strat. I think they would have caught BMG completely by surprise because it's just not something that Mint does. Probably not practice either, and that could be one of the reasons why they're not doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, well, we say that, but again, Mint was famously known, at least in my mind, for when they were playing BMG in it was for the playoffs going into the World Finals. They were playing BMG in the Grand Finals. In that game one, they actually had a lead. They were running a very heavy push strategy. It was like an Ophelia Keeper, I think, something like that. I think even a Balfagor was part of that, but in the end, it just came up too short. So they actually do have a little bit of history with that. It's not completely out of the question, but maybe that's also kind of affected them. Like, we tried it there, it backfired, and we don't want to try it here, kind of deal. But
it's also kind of awkward to have Flux being the so-called carry because you can't really have Magmus semi-supporting if you're Well, I mean, they're not going to have a semi-supporting hero either. Like, what are they doing? Is Magnus full support? I mean, I've seen Serenia play that, so yeah, I can see that. They have a really strong team fight lineup. I mean, I could expect something like maybe even TDL. That might be a bit greedy, but I mean, look at Legion's lineup. Are you going to
Yeah.
try to out greedy them? Mage bait.
Yeah. Well,
No,
but see,
no.
you look at BMG's lineup though, and doesn't that make more of a point than get more of a willing carry? Like, here I want to see, man, is Hammerstorm. I want to see a freaking Hammerstorm one of these
Why?
days.
Okay, okay.
That's not going to work out here. That's
Not
silly.
not this
Just here,
game.
but that just kind of came to mind. But I would think
I mean,
they would want more of an aggressive ranged carry, one that can be evolved, early on. What would that be? Well, okay,
I don't
yeah.
like that. That like I don't know. Valkyrie, unless he snowballs, he's not gonna have the same impact as, let's say, oh man. Oh no, this was the game. Breaky, you were saying it last game about Moon Queen, about heroes that we hadn't seen.
Yeah,
I
you
think
think the
this is
Moon
the Moon
Queen?
Queen game. Like, look at their
Okay.
team fight with the Flux Keeper, and then on top of that Moon Queen, they can push towers really early. They have a lot of aggression, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's a lot of burst. Yeah. Valkyrie just seems so weak, unless he has a 7K range arrow. But oh god,
Maybe they didn't get the memo. That hasn't happened yet here, so I don't know what they're doing. Yeah. Valkyrie's arrow is not 7,000 range yet, Probus. Come on.
like, come on, guys. But Probusk does play it from time to time. I still don't like it though. Like, maybe Corrupt Disciple would have been better, but that hero just doesn't scream, aggression either.
Yeah.
It's really strong in laning phase, but other than that, it is going to be Root of Z running to put a ward down, but he might be in trouble. Oh no.
No, he should be fine. Yeah, he's going the correct direction. He actually gets the Horde of Sight down there and run away from it. So, yeah, he went the boots first. That's what he tends to do, and able to get up there as a result. So we'll see if Mint actually picks up on that or not, or if they really
So,
care.
yeah, Boxy playing the Devourer pulling. I wonder how Hellborn is going to deal with that, because, oh no, that avatar from Boxy. It makes the squeaky noises when it walks. Oh
Oh my
no.
God! Why did you say that?
I'm
Now
so
that's gonna
sorry.
be.
Oh
Oh,
god.
jeez. That's one of those things. Now that I know, it's just gonna happen, and oh
Yeah.
God, I'm never gonna click Devour. Stay off of
Never
it.
gonna pick that avatar. Oh god. Uh, that it
So,
feels like such a troll avatar, but yeah.
well, Valkyrie is setting up short or suicide here. Keeper's going top with
Are they
Parasite in the jungle.
expecting, are they expecting a tri-lane? I mean, it's very likely to have
Yeah.
a tri-lane with Glacius, Behemoth, and Puppet Master, but oh no. Probusk is gonna get no farm again. Like,
Yeah.
they almost managed to get the game just now because Probusk was on that Suicide Swiftblade and he was getting kind of wrecked by the Torture early game. But
Mhm.
now, yeah, it is a silhouette though. It's not a Puppet Master, so
Well, how does that change things? You think? Like, is this better for Valkyrie? You think, or
way
still
better for
tough?
Valkyrie.
Okay.
Like, I have a feeling that Valkyrie can win this just because of the superior range. And, Valkyrie has a really interesting skill set. If Silhouette tries to man up on Valkyrie, but Valkyrie has matched out Call of the Valkyrie, then that's a lot of damage. And Silhouette early game is not able to deal with that.
Yeah. All right.
In the mid lane, Puppet versus Flux. I think Puppet is one of the few heroes that can actually deal with Flux and, like, manage to do well against him, just because Puppet is such a strong 1v1 hero.
Yeah.
You know?
Flux is just so beefy, and we talked about that magnetic surge last game as well. It's such a strong tool throughout the game, especially in the laning phase. But yeah. I mean, that is an interesting point, though. Puppet Master, obviously, one that can hold his own is when it comes to a 1v1 matchup. So we'll see how he fares here. Being played by Mighty Market. Oh, that's interesting, actually. So who is? Oh no, okay. Wow, for some reason I
It's
thought
not.
that was Mint. But no. But yeah, so he's playing the Puppet Master in mid again. Baltazar playing the Silhouette in the
Bottom
short
lane, though,
Yeah.
Serenia is roaming. So
Yeah.
this is going to turn into a dual lane, and I really like this. This is actually really good for Mint, because you see Silhouette's GPM, 92.
Not good.
I mean, he's on par on like supports almost.
Yeah,
Like you don't
that's
want that.
under farm support even. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not doing too well, but I'm pretty sure Serenia was spotted by Glacius. Obviously, it's a couple times, so he's playing it safe. But look at Balt or Probusk here doing the cancel arrow animation, trying to keep them guessing as far as when he may launch that out. So this aggressive Valkyrie lane actually proven like it could have been the correct decision here in the end.
Almost
the
like an
Hellborn.
accursed Valkyrie. Okay,
Oh.
I did go and say like, you know, Silhouette not getting that much, but that's also because he's got a giant creep wave right now.
Yeah.
So that also helps him a bit. What's interesting is he didn't level his W versus that aggressive lane, which might come out and bite him in the ass. But talking about that aggressive lane, they're actually roaming towards middle right now. Where
Now,
the Parasite is.
well, Parasite was already set up good to go, honestly. So I feel like they're missing an opportunity. In fact, there we go. Puppet Show leads into a beautiful hook from Devour. Pretty easy one on top of that. Krake will eventually get bloodlusted. So honestly, going back to what I was just talking about, I really think, I don't know why they did not go. I mean, Parasite was literally in prime position to jump Puppet Master with Flux there. At 2 versus 1, I would think that could be an easy kill for them, but they chose to play, a little more passive. Eventually, maybe waited out a little longer, but not backfired. As
Yeah,
had the same plan.
definitely did. And you see Flux, I mean, this is not usually what Krake does with Flux. He's actually leveling his E versus the Puppet Master to try and get a bit more range. And the hook again!
Yep.
Oh no.
Foxy can land hooks. He's proven that, and that's going to be another kill. Mighty Marcus, 1-0-1 start for him. So back-to-back deaths on Krake, playing the Flux. So clearly not going as planned here for Fresh as far as the start. The roaming Devours, 385 gold per minute, topping the charts right now.
And at top lane, like look at Zibe. He's playing with fire, man.
That's true. Yeah, he's really. Whoa, Behemoth.
Oh,
That's gonna be a
there we
kill.
go.
What? What is
Okay.
going on?
It's 4 minutes into this game. You know, casually 2,700 experience lead for Legion side, 2K gold lead. Not something you would expect to see after last game.
No. Wow.
Man, that was wow.
I don't know what Zibi was doing. Yeah, I mean, Ruda almost probably was surprised himself back to the middle lane. Devour's coming in with illusions, even blocking Flux to an extent, and obviously the slow from the rot. He goes down. Another kill for Mighty Marcus. This is just all BMG here. 4.5 minutes into this game. Right here, right now, and it could be another kill. Valkyrie, no, she is going to get away in time and survives. But, yeah, I mean, the Suicide Behemoth, we didn't even really mention that until that kill happened. But Ruda Z playing the Suicide role here.
I mean,
Nothing so.
okay, one thing you don't want to do against a Suicide Behemoth is 1v1, because you know that video Moon Meander versus Trophmador, Behemoth versus Chipper?
Chipper versus Behemoth, yep.
Yeah, okay, so, I mean, although the hero, like, he got Boots first item, but he picked up the Hatchet, which is, perfect choice for him, and he's able to just last hit versus a Keeper who has a good base damage, and I really think that he's doing quite well. He's on 290 GPM, and Zibe, okay, Zibe is last hitting better, but there's a difference of about 20 damage almost.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the kill is what matters,
Well,
right?
obviously that's what adds up the GPM. And, I've always been an advocate, too. Again, I'm not saying we're going to see it, but seeing more of a damage-built Behemoth, something like the Assassin Shell's Rift Shards, that, has potential. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Crazy, but not going to see that, though.
Gladiator with 3 Rift Shards and a Shroud also has potential, but...
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, people should pick up Gladiator more.
I mean,
They're
my team
missing
does.
out. There you go. That's right. Didn't work out too well, though. Ooh.
Hey.
Behemoth top lane, he's going to be fine, but Parasite at least poking in there a little bit, letting him know that he's nearby. Puppet Master middle, he, again, sets up such an easy hook for Boxy. I know Boxy be given credit for landing some big hooks, but these are easy for him. I mean, they're just on still targets right here because of Puppet Master. And now a third, was that 4 deaths now? Yeah, 4 deaths on Krake. BMG kind of rubbing it in, man. They kick the player and then they kill him 4 times here. Playing signature hero. That's just rude.
I was saying, BMG was making a point last game, but this game, they're going full out. Like, okay, now Magnus is middle, but how is that going to change? Puppet Show? Is it incoming?
Oh, Parasite's here too. There's the Puppet Show. Parasite is looking for an opportunity for enough burst, but he's only level 5, so doesn't have that face hug, and that's the difference.
Look at the damage that Leech does on a Devourer, who
Yeah.
doesn't even have his E skilled up. He only has one. Oh, that hook.
See, now that was a good hook. Magnus running in. He will get the lines done off right there. Wants to kill Puppet Master. Flux heals out first. He will get the kill at least. But now Devour is going to look for an opportunity. No, not going to get it. And Devo will just instead take the middle lane here for the time being. As Puppet Master resurrecting and going to eventually make his way back. But still, even with that death, he's nearly 400 gold per minute on Puppet Master. But yeah, more importantly, perhaps, Mint just has not a whole lot going for them. I will say, though, Zibe, even despite that death, he's 300 gold per minute now. But what kind of impact should you expect from a top farmer keeper of the forest is the ultimate question, and probably not a whole lot. Bottom lane, though, Silhouette, they're going to go on him pretty aggressively. He got the tree grapple off, though, and he's going to make the escape. Baltazar saw it coming at the last second, and he was able to avoid it as a result. So well played there. BMG just clicking on all cylinders right now. And I kind of ask you that question now, Shortcan. What is a top farming keeper of the forest going to do for them, do you think?
An early Astrolabe, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like Mock Keeper. Actually, talking about him, nice hook from Boxy. Oh my God.
Doesn't miss, man. Did he just go Alchemist
Yeah,
Bones?
Alchemist Bones.
Oh my God, Zibe. Why do you do this to us?
Okay, so that's what he's going to bring to the table, Berkey.
Yeah.
He's going to bring us an Alchemist Bones so he can farm longer with Keeper. Oh, I would almost consider it if the Parasite wasn't on his team.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, see, that's always the first thing I check. Is like, okay, is Parasite on the other
Exactly.
team? No, he's on his team. Wait a second. Why?
This doesn't
so
make
this
any
is just
sense.
pure farm. Like, that's literally why I picked up Alchemist Bones here. It's just 100% pure farm. There's no other reason. So.
yeah, and now
Yeah.
he's walking back to top lane. Yeah.
Why not? Now, middle lane, we see an engagement, but Devour hooks Parasite. Going to prevent him from being useful off the bat. At least they will still kill Puppet Master, but a quick counter kill comes out, and that's not the best fissure block right there, as he kind of screwed over Devour in terms of maybe trying to chase. But in the end, they get the one-for-one exchange. Puppet for Parasite, so actually still works out pretty well for Mint there as far as that favorable exchange for them. But yeah, so the Alchemist Spells Keeper goes right back to top. So he's going to, again, I talk about Alchemist Spells now. I want to get your opinion, too. Now, the idea that, sure, it does the gold, they made it so it instantly comes out as well, so buff there, but also it gives experience now. So the idea of seeing it on other heroes other than maybe the hard carry is not too crazy. But here is it still crazy.
Well, bottom lane first.
Yeah,
Hook.
he's not
Yeah.
missing, man. He's just on point.
Anyway, I mean, the one thing I could see is, a hyper-leveled keeper, which could be scary because, a quick level 16 on keeper does do a lot, and if he's able to farm a resto stone on top of that, the team fight potential from that is huge. But as it stands, I don't know why you'd put it on a keeper rather than well, okay, none of the heroes on the Hellborn side could get it, but considering other heroes that I would assume that they'd go middle. Heroes we saw the hero last game, but Torturer farming, if you really want to get that quick farm up, Alchemist Bones isn't the craziest idea. But I think in this game it still doesn't fit that well. In Dota 2, the item is a lot different, of course, but there it's seen a lot more because of that difference.
Well, yeah,
Here,
I think a lot of people were kind of making that comparison that into it's had the experience buff for the longest time.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are a lot of other changes or differences too. So can't
Yeah, like the
necessarily
double
translate it.
charges and that it doesn't cool down when you're dead.
Yeah,
One interesting trick, though, is that in the late game, when you don't have space for an Alchemist Bones, which, I don't really see a keeper not having space for an Alchemist Bones, but if you put it on the courier when you're dead, the cooldown still goes down.
huh?
So what you could do is you could keep the Alchemist Bones in courier at all times and then just use it when, it's off cooldown so that you have double charges on whatever creep. It is an effective late game tool in terms of if you're against an Ophelia, you can just put it on the courier and then, keep it for the start of the fight. Because, this is the professional level.
Yeah.
People need to have those micro abilities to, do their thing. Top lane, though.
Yeah, Behemoth, he's going to be completely collapsed on by 3 different heroes. At least they didn't use Root right there. I thought they might have as well, but no. Face-Hug and Eruption takes care of business, as well as, of course, the stuns. Bottom lane, Silhouette applying good pressure to Valkyrie, going to be fine But at least they finally get a kill on Aruda Z. It's 333 gold per minute, even with that death. You see the farm. I mean, he already has Steam Boots and Mystic Vestment. He's sitting on that Scarab. We'll see what that turns into eventually. But Sustainer just finished on Baltazar in the meantime. So I haven't got a whole lot over items just yet because really it's still earlier on. I mean, it's only 12 minutes into the game. But now we're going to start seeing BMG add up with their items, of course, and what they have. Devo misses, well, I want to say his first hook of the game right there in the middle lane, happening to just catch it. But
Kraken definitely playing a lot more careful than what he was doing earlier. Puppet Master is just too easy to set up with. But even with that tower, like, look at how the Legion side, like, the only reason they're able to have any type of counter push, not split push, but counter push at all, is because of that behemoth. But had they focused on getting a hero which would just completely stomp a behemoth, like let's say the Valkyrie, then, you know, we wouldn't be seeing this, and they could really push out the towers so much faster. I really feel that they made a mistake in the draft this game with not capitalizing on the greedy first four picks from the Legion side.
it made a lot of sense. It really did. But
yeah,
they didn't feel the same way. They went with that Parasite, then eventually the Valkyrie course. And so again, it's still a very aggressive lineup, but yeah, it's not the take advantage of a little bit more of a greedy lineup here from BMG as far as push. But Flux just simply using that discharge for the vision right there, scouting out where people are at. I will say that, I mean, Keeper, he's top farm in the game right now, 280 gold per minute, and you have an Alchemist Bones that kind of helps with that.
Yeah. I actually wanted to mention earlier how a roaming Devo was highest GPM of the game.
Yeah.
But that changed now because he's not able to find as many kills. And oh my god, the squeaking!
Stop clicking on it, man. Take the camera off of him. It's okay.
But, I mean, Silhouette is starting to get up there as well now. He is 390 GPM. So, I mean, now you're comparing a Keeper to a Silhouette. So,
that's not
I think I know who wins there. Oh, the dust.
Magnus middle lane, the tree grapple. No, he's going to be able to stun away, but right into the arms of Devour as he hooks him right in. So Serenia, another death on the hit. Well, actually, that's his first death, but Boxy, that's another kill for him. 3-0-6 now. And just like that, up to 360 gold per minute plus. So a lot of build-up items across the board here on the Legion side there. Make sure to get Mystic Vestments here. Again, you see, obviously, the upgraded boots pretty much in every hero other than Glacius. You got 1550 gold on Behemoth, so he's going to have a portal key here shortly as well. And then Silhouette's also going to be finishing that Nullstone, so those are some big items coming up here.
But what about Zibin now? He has 2,500 gold saved up with an Alchemist Bones and Ghost Marchers.
I think he's going to go like Puzzle Blocks or something like that.
I mean, I'd personally really like that.
All right.
But, yeah, like, why go a farming item and then a portal key? Yeah. It's like you're clashing kind of with what you're trying to do. It might work out now because of the surprise factor, but at the same time, a Keeper PK is not the same as like a Magnus PK in terms of damage. It's just really great counter initiation.
Yeah, and he relies on his teammates to actually put out the damage.
Exactly.
He holds them in place, of course. So, yeah, definitely not the Magnus equivalent in that sense. Middle lane, the nice pull with Flux. Is this going to work out? No, it's not. Puppet Show. Well, actually, it still is. And the end, Alex Talio's Parasite do work. There's a root from Keeper the Force. Actually, Glacius is going to get caught, and he goes down. And Silhouette now in trouble. They stun her, and she goes down. 3-for-0 exchange. Well, guess what? The portal key, Keeper the Force, working out pretty well right there, as well as the initial jump from Magnus leading the way in Flux to pull. So, if they get the tower kill on top of this, this is actually pretty damn good for Mint in the end. And Behemoth, he doesn't have a portal key just yet. He's in the background. He's got the Fidget Stun, of course. Going to use that Devo the hook on a Flux, and they will get a kill on a Flux most likely. Yeah, they do. But, again, the tower goes down at least in favor of Fresh. So even with that death right there, Fresh manages a very successful fight here in Game 2.
But that was the surprise factor I was talking about with the Keeper. They didn't know he had a PK, and, you know, Silhouette didn't have an illusion up and immediately paid for it with his life.
Yeah? That's...
Yeah, like, I mean, he could have just skipped the Alchemist Bones altogether. He would have had his PK about, 5 minutes earlier, but...
True. that's very... If he went straight for a portal key, then yeah, it would have been much sooner. Actually, he's going to be caught right here. Now, is this going to be... Oh, he's able to sidestep the hook. So Boxy being a little impatient right there, going for the immediate hook. And Obviously doesn't work out in the end, so good play to get away. Again, the Lex Helionis on Parasite, obviously that's proven to be pretty much the go-to build on a lot of Parasite players nowadays, and for good reason. The level 3 and the burst with the face hug and whatnot, so has that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's a really strong item the way it works now.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, Legion does get mid tower.
Yep.
They needed that for sure. For them to work out this greedy build or greedy draft, they really have to make sure to keep the silhouette farmed as well as the Puppet Master. I like how Puppet Master is going for the Shroud first item. Okay, Parasite.
No, they need to get away right here. He's going roller skates of his, going the other direction. And actually will make the getaway, so he's level
Really
11,
important.
yeah.
Oh, hook mid.
Flux probably dead. Very, very dead, in fact.
Did you see that taunt? The Clown Devourer, like he just stands up and
Oh,
okay.
man.
All right. No stone picked up on Silhouette now. It's coming in the courier soon, I'm assuming. But yeah, I really like Puppet Master going Shroud first item. Like you see too many times where he shouldn't farm. Okay, Magnus.
Yeah.
And the hook.
Not going to miss many of them. Doesn't miss that one there, Magnus. He's able to stun away, though. Minotaur, actually, with Parasite inside, of course, with the stomp. And Shockwave finishes off Magnus. However, that is going to be on cooldown now, of course. Puppet Master opens, trying to take out Valkyrie, but Parasite goes on him. But an immediate death as a result of that. It's a hook back in. The root from Keeper, though, to finish off Puppet Master. And is actually going to try to get on out of there, which he should be able to do so. In fact, still hanging around. Going to try to trap Behemoth now, knowing that it doesn't have a Shockwave, but he has Flux and Magnus coming in, so a good attempt right there, but not going to happen. Now, Silhouette might need to be a little careful as we say that. She just used her Death Lotus, in fact. Yeah, they're going to go on her pretty heavy, and she cannot get away. Tree Couple, no, she can! For only a couple more seconds. Yep, not going to happen. Did she have the illusion up? I don't know if
He could have. She didn't have the illusion up, but using the ulti there would have gotten rid of the Flux slow.
True. Yeah, no, it would have been.
So, yeah.
Gone away, yeah.
And I mean, the cooldown of the ultimate isn't that long, so I'd expect it to just be used in that situation.
True. Very true.
But yeah. So, Mint is doing a good job, I'd say, hanging on with the Keeper, with the PK. I mean, it is doing work, because look at his level.
Bottom lane in the meantime, Magnus gets caught right here. Flux just going to push them away, but not really the prettiest fight for Fresh right now. Just great jump coming out from BMG. They get Valkyrie, they get Flux, and a 3-for-0 exchange in favor of Bad Monkey Gaming. And knowing that they did all that without their Silhouette as well, it's got to be pretty scary. Mighty Marcus with the Assassin Shroud. So yeah, there's been a couple of pretty solid fights here from Mint these last 5 minutes or so, but the big picture still stands pretty strong. 4 heals, 340 gold per minute plus. In fact, middle lane now, Keep It the Forest. Top farm of the game, maybe not for long as he gets found there. And eventually killed. Devour holding him in place with that new portal key of his that he now has.
I was talking about, Keeper keeping them in the game, but he's not going to keep them in the game without an ulti.
Yeah.
So, BMG immediately took advantage of that. And with a snowballing Devour, I mean, Boxy's died 0 times. He's the only one in the game to have died 0 times, and he has impressive stats on top of that. 400 GPM, top farmer of his team. Nice hook. Oh, my God.
Yeah. He's just gonna... Yep. He missed the hook actually happening, but I'll trust you that was a nice hook from Devo yet again. And
he hooked the Skeleton King.
Okay.
That Parasite was in, and then just chased him down. Silhouette is farming aggressively, and I love this because you can just do that with Silhouette. Even without illusion up, he's still remarkably difficult to kill without a secure lockdown. Like, I think one of the best skills to lock down the Silhouette is the Deadwood Q.
Yeah.
To really, because that keeps him there for 3 seconds. I mean, you can use the Keeper ulti, but if Silhouette has his ulti up, not already used, okay. Stop getting kills when I'm explaining things. He can just, ulti out of it, similar to how Geo's works.
Yeah, it's a great tool. Kind of Gemini, the same idea that it can split up and remove those debuffs if need be. But Devour,
yes.
he's gonna be gone.
All right, is he gonna get his first death?
It looks like
yes,
it finally happens. Stops the streak. Zibby gets credit. He needs more gold. And he'll take it right there. Boxy is 13-0 with a legendary streak, plus 10 assists or more. So he had it.
Okay.
That stopped.
Yeah, but the damage has been done.
Yeah, that's very true. You see Silhouette porting out right there, the illusion, of course, before he actually gets jumped. Yeah, they already have the 3 portal keys, and they got the Assassin Shroud and soon to be a Shrunken Head on Puppet Master in the meantime. So yeah, this is not a team on paper, at least here on the Hellborn side, that scales very well into the late game, and especially with comparisons of farm and whatnot. You think that stands strong. So, I mean, Keeper, he's getting a Restoration Stone, and he has the Arcana. I thought I saw him even buy the Sustainer. Maybe not, though. Maybe
I don't know. He has an Alchemist Bones.
Yeah, so maybe he did.
But he still is top farmer of the game, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Even though he did die just a bit earlier. But it doesn't matter. It's like the Torturer from last game. He's not going to scale as well as a Silhouette, or again as a Puppet Master who is building an early Shrunken, who's just going to Shrunken out of the first ultimate.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to say. Okay, are they going to find Keeper?
No, unless maybe Hook here from Boxy. No, he's able to portal key before. He gets caught right there. I think Valkyrie Prism was also just used. It was a scouted is the question. There's a ward site really deep here in the middle lane. Wonder if that gave BMG the information or not, and it seems like it may have. I mean, no one's getting caught here. Top lane Puppet Master.
Might be caught.
Maybe.
They do have a ward there, so well placed by Serenia, and Magnus is going to try and scout. Oh, the dust!
There we go. There's the find. Magnus stuns in, channel the eruption. He does get it off, actually. I was going to say, is that actually going to work? He gets killed, though. Puppet Master says, I'm going down. I'm taking you with me. He could have canceled it.
Why didn't he Puppet Show?
Yeah, that's what I thought for sure he would, because we saw that earlier. I mean, he has enough time to Puppet Show before, but...
Yeah, I mean, okay. I guess he really wanted to kill beforehand and, get off the combo with ulti and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'd opt for survivals, because I'm pretty sure that he can survive a stun from Magnus and the combo from Parasite at this point, especially with the Vestments and Steam Boots and, that Grave Locket. I don't know.
Yeah.
Strange decisions.
I don't know if that was Boxy missing a hook. He took the creep right there. He might have just been farming it, but anyways.
Okay, so the map is dark for both teams at the moment. Well, I mean, really deep wards from Fusin, but I don't see any wards from Mint at all.
Mm-hmm.
And Iceland Gogo actually missing the ward with his first use of Puzzle Box.
Oh, yeah.
Is he going to miss both? Like, the first Puzzle Box minion only has 300 range on the Detect. So that really isn't anything. And so using it to scout wards is often inefficient. And if the Legion team sees that he uses the Puzzle Box, he's going to be far less useful in team fights. They're the Puzzle Box minions.
Yeah, you see there, he's going to scout out Devour, was farming here. He's going to even take a little bit of his jungle in the meantime, so still accomplishing something. And actually, Magnus is now nearby, level 11. He doesn't have an eruption just yet. Also, at the top lane, Valkyrie is also hiding up here. I wonder if they're going to use another Prism here in the near future. It is off cooldown, so you got Keeper sneaking up, but no, now it's an illusion.
Yeah, like Silhouette. Is that one of those moments where you just go, hashtag Silhouette?
Yep, that's just facepalm and
facepalm. Was maybe instead of 7k range on the arrow. No, but I think Silhouette is... You can deal with Silhouette. It's very possible. You just need to be able to draft against it, and Parasite is a really good idea, but once Silhouette picks up the Nullstone, it becomes really difficult to deal with it.
Well, one of the highly recommended suggestions has been like a Witch Slayer. Seems like would be very powerful against the Silhouette. It's actually top lane Valkyrie's going to get pulled in. Nice push from Flux, though, and it will buy her enough time to actually run away. And here comes the response. Arrow's going out. It will miss. Magnus, though, he lands a stun on a Behemoth. Behemoth has a shockwave. He's not going to be able to get it off just yet. The root comes out, and he is locked down long enough to get the kill. Glacius also falls. Hook from Devour, using the portal key shortly after. A little bit funky right there, but now he's going to be chased down. He did not get dusted, but they know he's over here. He is going to try to TP out. Magnus maybe a random stun. No, he gets away.
If
Actually
Boxy would have died
saves.
there, that would have been huge for Mint. And now Puzzle Box 3 picked up on Parasite, so he's really going to start dealing, dishing a lot of damage in team fights. And I really prefer, like, the Lexstyle Leonis, I feel, is a brilliant item on Parasite, and it allows him to be aggressive really, really early on. But I still prefer Puzzle Box over Codex. I really don't think that Codex is that good, because then you're just like, you use your spell, and then you're done. That's
Yeah,
it.
the upfront burst, and then that's it. Puzzle Box
Yeah,
is a little more
and
sustained.
And I mean, a Silhouette without mana can't do much. He can still swap when he's level 16, which he is. But he can't use his tree grapple, and that's usually a really big deal. So if they manage to lock down Silhouette long enough with the face hug and the magma stun and maybe even a Valk arrow, then Puzzle Box could do a lot of work in bringing down the Silhouette.
Yeah.
But then they have to worry about a shrunken head on Puppet Master just picked up.
There's a Portakil Magnus now, so gets it a lot later in the game, but again, it is a main support Magnus, keeping in mind. But also a Restoration Stone, again, finished on Keeper of the Forest, so really continues to make use of the Alchemist Bones he got earlier on, just having that high GPM, 455 gold per minute now. And thus a double ulti is going to be good to go here shortly. And could be at a pretty good time. Hook. Oh, what a hook on a Flux right there. He does use his discharge immediately and actually surviving a little bit, but not for long. And Krake goes down. So now with a 5 versus 4, no buyback on a Flux either.
That was an impressive hook. And, we haven't really talked a lot about Flux since he, had that series of deaths early on. But, man, this is... he's not having a standard game with Flux, that's for sure. He only has an Ice Brand picked up right now. He usually does opt for the Insanitarius, and I personally would have liked it in this game as well. Just because of the fact that it gives so much armor versus Silhouette, and even Devourer and Puppet Master.
Yeah, I don't know why he chose to pass it up this game. I mean, I guess Ice Brand ultimately is a little bit cheaper, but Ice Brand is considered one of those items that's very inefficient for the cost of it and what you get out of it. Of course, the eventual Frosted Skull is great, but Ice Brand really doing you a whole lot right now. It's the ultimate question,
it gives him,
so.
yeah, it gives him a bit more damage, but I don't think that's what they want. They want a lot more damage. They don't have a lot of sustained damage after. Well, now that they have the double keeper ulti, that's at level 16. That's going to be 800 damage.
It's just like earlier. This time, though, Magnus is actually going to live as they find Puppet Master again in the same spot. The Voodoo Puppet's even still up, but that'll wear off here in the near future. And again, Magnus, of course, going to be fine. So a good find. And really, though, this game's really kind of interesting because BMG, I mean, this felt like it could have been a 15-minute concede at the rate they were going and with the lineups here. But Mint not only has hung in there, but is actually competing pretty damn well. Silhouette jumping in. And she has the illusion, of course, to port to if need be. She gets the quick kill, and she ports to the illusion before anyone could do anything about it.
But Keeper was there. He's just going to swap back in, though.
Yeah.
He's going aggressive. Like, he didn't have True Grapple up, though, so he couldn't get a stun off. That would have been huge because he does have the Glacius nearby. And forcing out one of the ultimates from Keeper could have meant that they go for the Kongor even, or, yeah, more.
God, that's so ridiculous. He TP's back to base, and he ports right back in with the illusion. This hero, again, in the right hands with good farm later in the game. It's ridiculous.
I would like to see, talking about Silhouette, I would like to see some more damage. Like, they have they have a good mix of damage, but Geometers doesn't do the same as, let's say, a Shield Breaker level 3. He would just melt Valkyrie. He wouldn't melt Keeper. Keeper's already has a lot of armor because of that ulti. I mean, because of the armor. Oh, not initiation.
Wow. Great find out of Behemoth right there. He goes down, and another pick right away on Galatia. So the Flux pull kind of started that off, and 2 quick kills happen in favor of Fresh. And you see the rest of BMG. At least it wasn't, the most significant heroes, to be fair, but again, a couple more picks. That's where Mint does shine, no doubt. They got the great pick, and Keeper Root was used. Again, he has a second one, so.
It's just so surprising how they managed to do so much work with what they have. I mean, they were 10k gold behind, and now they're going for Kongor. Like, how are they doing this?
I don't know.
Valkyrie has nearly no farm. Keeper is almost 500 GPM somehow because in Alchemist Bones.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Alchemist Bones worked out for him this game?
I It had to have, right? Like if he went more the typical build, but again, that's the hindsight thing. Like way for us to truly know if he went more the initial portal key and maybe they got a catch early on with it and were able to get some kills and start some momentum. Who knows if that would have happened. So, it's clearly worked out here though, as I think the kind of the answer for Zebe. It's not like it proved to be a worthless and bad pickup by any means, but it
And
still
that
is odd
projected
seeing
win.
it.
Did you see the projected win? It said that
What?
Mint had more projected win than
Really? That had to be
BMG.
rough.
52% for BMG. I mean for Mint.
How is Mint projected to win this game right
I
now?
don't know.
There's no
Quincy,
way. Those stats, man. Sometimes.
am I wrong?
Sometimes.
Maybe it's about the fact that they just got some, gold back over time,
Yeah.
like some gold lead back. But I don't know.
They're facing a Silhouette and a Puppet Master who are both farming pretty well ultimately.
Yeah,
I just don't, and they don't have a scaling carry at all. I mean, Valkyrie kind of, but yeah, she's 250 GPM right now, as you pointed out. Like, that's not going to be a big threat for a long time. So, I can't possibly see how this Legion team is behind here, especially when the stats state that they are too. So, as far as golden experience at least. But you mentioned Silhouette. She goes to Shrunken Head, so she's a very defensive build here. So yeah, not getting that damage yet. But yeah, I like the you brought up Shieldbreaker. I've always thought Shieldbreaker is kind of underrated, especially since they buffed it, where it's now even cheaper to. Is it cheaper? They made some changes that made it more powerful.
they made it deal more damage
I think yeah, do more damage ultimately. So
and more negative armor. It's now -7 armor instead of -6, which is what it's.
357, yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
but I think they're just trying to secure the late game in a way because they know that they have better late game. Oh, the initiation.
There's the jump. Flux does a pull right after Puppet Master, losing a bit of life. He pops Shrunken Head though. First root coming out for Keeper the Force in the background. Not the best one. It only caught Puppet off to the side, and now Keeper the Force in trouble. If he gets killed before his second root, he will pretty quickly. That's not good news. He bites back though immediately, but by the time he does, Flux is already dead. Magnus Chelsea eruption. He's going. He has a pretty big chance right here. Gets a couple of heroes. There's the second Keeper root. Glacius down. Behemoth down. Silhouette splits up. Puppet Master still well alive. Doesn't have Voodoo Puppet anymore, but Keeper the Force actually standing in the front grounds doing some work. Magnus, another portal key in 2 seconds. They may catch Puppet Master here. They are going to catch him, and that's going to end up being a kill. Devo hooks in Keeper. That could even backfire for him. Magnus doesn't have another stun, and Devo will survive in the long run, but now they're going right for Kongor. And Puppet Master already bought back, though. Is that going to be enough to scare them off? I don't know if it... Yeah, it is. They're going to start falling back here, but, man, another buyback? Like, how are they doing this?
They're just they're team fighting so well. Like everything is just clicking for them. Like, did you see how long they delayed the kills from happening in that little patch of forest?
Yeah.
Yeah, above the second tier tower in mid.
Yep.
Like, I don't know how they did it, but I really think it comes down to the fact that they don't actually have that much physical damage. Like, you only see Silhouette hitting 480 damage, and I did mention the shield breaker. I really think that would have been a great option this game, because look at Krake. He's got 6.3 armor and 1900 HP. He would drop. He would drop so fast. Like, last fight, he tanked way too much damage. Same thing with Keeper. Keeper does have more armor due to the fact that he constantly, uses Nature's Veil on himself. But still, that Nature's Veil would drop from 16.8 armor, it would drop it down to 9 armor, which, as I said before, it's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely. It has to be next. I mean, just raw physical damage here, definitely from the Legion team. So both Puppet and Silhouette. We'll see what they go for, but they do have a token now, and actually Puppet picks it up here instead of Silhouette. So one or the other. It's really.
Well, Silhouette is.
There,
They're having difficulty locking down Silhouette because they're trying. They can't. If Balthazar plays it well, he's going to be trying to be outside of the range. And actually, Magnus.
Now that was Devo Hook. It missed initially. Magnus decided to go in. That proves to backfire, but the root comes out. Behemoth Shockwave, though. Devo may fall in the end. He won't even go down. Just had even Hooks Flux, and he portal keys away. What a play from Boxy right there. And now Flux, he's trying to escape. maybe take out Devour. Somebody can't get close enough. It's like he's taunting him just on the outskirts, and a double tap for Baltazar. And now we see the biggest lead of the game so far for Bad Monkey Gaming, but holy crap. Again, that all started with a missed hook from Boxy, and that's why Mint decided it was best to maybe try to go in, but clearly not the correct decision. And it could cost them a lot more than just a couple of deaths right there.
We also forgot to talk about Behemoth, because, I mean, Behemoth had that great start, but that has tapered off a bit, but he's showing his great ultimates now. We know Root of Z plays it really well, Arrow, hitting Puppet Master, but he has a token, so it doesn't really matter. But I think Behemoth, he was kind of lackluster before, because he got picked off before he was able to, do a great ultimate, but in that last fight, he did a great ultimate, and that really turned it around.
Melee Rax goes down pretty easily there, of course, for BMG as a result of it, but right, Root of Z kind of been quiet here later on in the game, but not so quiet right there. Definitely very, very loud and showed off. Silhouette, that's an illusion. It's just tanking so much damage and eventually even kills off the range racks before being killed off, but just another huge strength up Silhouette. 5,200 gold saved up, so going to get an answer here very shortly on what he's going to be going next. I'm thinking probably Savage Mace at this point, right?
Yeah, Savage for sure.
He's pulling up gold, so gonna have
it is
damage.
Also the right option, because eventually, Valkyrie does scale quite well with a wing bow. But, this Valkyrie, 250 GPM. I don't know what he's going to do. I'm more curious about what Puppet Master is going to go for, because you do see them targeting Puppet Master. That's also the reason why they give him the token. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just had him tank up a bit and maybe even get a Symbol of Rage. It is quite early, but, I mean, they don't need more damage, clearly, if Behemoth manages to land a Shockwave.
Let's see if an opportunity once again arises. 2,200 gold saved up on him. I want to see Root of Z is know it from time to time, too. Eventually get the spell shards. He does have the Arcana, so wouldn't be out of the question. Of course, the Restoration Stone also could be pretty potent on him, but
I like spell shards on Behemoth. In comparison to a Bombardier, I like it on Behemoth, just because of the huge amount of damage it does. But, yeah, we'll see. I mean, he has 2,200 gold saved up, so we could also see a Hellflower, but that's slightly less characteristic of Root of Z. Usually he'd go for the Storm Spirit, just try and keep his team alive. That's what he got last game, at least.
Yeah, this game, though, again, it's obviously hasn't been too necessary here, so.
Hellflower on Puppet Master.
And yeah, Hellflower on a Puppet Master, so more crowd control / damage increase for him.
Wingbow.
610 go per minute for Silhouette, and yep, the Wingbow. So doesn't go the Savage, goes the Wingbow in the end.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
It's still an increase of damage. Especially, it scales incredibly well with the Geometers and his, his ultimate, because they scale off of damage. Oh my God, Boxy!
Well, that's a quick kill.
He managed to find Serenia in the woods and then just peek. Yeah, I don't know. How did he do that? Okay.
Don't question the Boxy. And yeah, no buyback on Magnus either. Without him to have a big initiation, it's like, what can they really do here? They basically accept death as far as the racks go. So the Puzzle Box Mauler gets hooked in right there. Going to be killed off pretty quickly, doing some good damage. But Silhouette jumping in, that's an illusion though. Now the real one joins the party. And Diva has already gone on first route from Keeper of the Forest. Good locked in initially, but Shark Head's not gone up. There's the second route, but Keeper's going to die shortly after. And again, the follow-up damage not necessarily the best here from Fresh. GG, well played. Game 3 going to be coming up. And we're going to be tied at 1 game apiece. And again, this is a best of 5. So at least 2 more games to be played. Possible third one if it goes the distance here. And that, again, would not be surprising. So well played. And in the end, though, BMG just persevered, obviously, with the more of the late game lineup. So, again, they hung in there for a long time, but clearly it just the end result was as expected here.
Yeah, I mean, the greed worked out for them only because Boxy. I think Boxy receives MVP that game for what he did early game, making sure that Krake was kept down, getting a snowballing start on Devourer is a really big deal, and it kept you usually expect a Flux to win middle, maybe not against the Puppet Master, but now he got absolutely thrashed. So yeah, he did far less than what was expected of him. And Zebe in the end actually picking up an Abyssal Skull for more of a teamfight presence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't like the Alchemist Bones pickup eventually, but he did manage to carry his team with it for a bit.
Yeah, no, it did kind of work out there for a little bit, and it actually was getting to a point where it's like, is this really happening? But no, BMG again, they found their groove and eventually